York City, because they have a law stating once a ballot's voted, a poll worker cannot touch a voted ballot. Okay, so they all drop down into the blue tote bin. Nice thing about this, at the end of the night, this can lock. There's a telescoping handle, wheels, so it's pretty nice for delivery. And a lot of counties are obviously delivering their supplies out in this, the ballots in this, and then at the end of the night, it's nice for precinct election officials as well. But
those things are tough too. In New York, the police department is responsible for picking up all the ballots, and they literally just chuck them into the back of paddy wagons until they pick up their ballots, and we haven't had to replace it. So they're very durable.
Correct.
yeah,
Yep.
I'm sorry.
How many ballot sheets that holds?
The blue tote bin. The blue tote bin.
1,400.
How many
I think it's closer to
1,400.
what side of ballot?
Any size.
Obviously, we still have the, hopefully we never have to get in here. As you all know, we all know what this door is, the auxiliary bin. So if the unit would ever go down, we would open up the auxiliary bin so voting can continue.
Can we open that one more time, please? I'm sorry.
And just so everybody's clear on that, there is a trade-off with that tote bin. It's convenient for the poll worker. Obviously, it's a cleaner way to pull out ballots. They fall much neater, but you are giving up capacity. Without the tote bin in there, you're going to get more like 3,500 to 4,000 ballots in there. So there is a trade-off there.
Chantel, any questions on the auxiliary?
No, I just wanted to see what
Okay. Okay. Still has the public count up here, so the PEOs can look at how many ballots have been cast, and we'll dive into that here a little bit deeper once I get over to the express vote. So,
One last ballot category, blanks and undervotes. Obviously, we do let the voter know if they've cast a blank ballot. Undervotes is really up to the discretion of Cuyahoga County. If you want to return undervotes, most jurisdictions do not, because a lot of voters don't choose to vote in every race. But you can make it specific to contests. In some states, the law may say you have to warn the voter of undervotes on all statewide races, for example. So you can actually have undervote detection just for those statewide races, or you can pick and choose. So that is capability that's also built into the system.
and to Judge's point, I just inserted a blank ballot in there so you can kind of see it on screen. It does say blank ballot. We try to make this jump out a little bit more, because obviously in most cases they probably circled the candidate or something. So instead of having to rely on you guys to figure out voter intent, hopefully we can catch them before they cast that ballot to go ahead and make their marks. But obviously, some people do intentionally vote blank ballots. They want credit for voting in the in that particular election. So, but in that case, they can go ahead and cast it. They would just hit cast blank ballot. And go ahead and put it in there for. Anything? Judd talked about the undervoting, how we handle that. Just a contest by contest, whether if you want to alert a voter on the any particular undervote.
Craig, I have a question. Do you have happen to have a ballot with a stub on it today?
We do. Grab one off that. It's a 19-inch ballot, so I can't read that through the scanner right now. But yeah, the ballots are.
Well, I guess we were looking to see like what's the message when you scan it into like the DS200 if our poll worker accidentally gives the voter the ballot with the stub still attached.
Ballot too long.
Ballot too long. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Heather.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. We're not done with the 200, but I do want to jump over to the express vote. As I mentioned, it replaces the auto mark. So we already talked about the setup, the look and feel of it, how much smaller the footprint is, the weight, and okay, that's going to be my Vanna White here. So
Hopefully everyone.
yeah. This is kind of a nice option for a privacy screen if you end up choosing to just set it on a table, which honestly, most counties that are paper-based, really, it's mainly there for the ADA. Obviously, it's a universal voting device, anybody can use it. But the nice thing, there is a little privacy canopy that we sell, and this can be purchased with state funds, just so we all on the same page here, basically just locks them. And what's up? So, just wanted to at least show that, just for the sake of the demo. I will leave it off because it opens up our view, our sight lines here. Okay, so if you have a voter that requests to use the express vote, or obviously if we have a blind individual or anybody from the ADA world that can't vote the traditional ballot, they would go ahead and use the express vote. Biggest thing, biggest difference from the Automark, it's a card-based system, okay? Where now they're using full-face ballot, okay? So it is thermal, that's why there's a corner cut on it. So that card will only go into the unit one direction. All right, so if they try to put it in upside down, backwards, it won't even take the card. It will only accept it in the one orientation with the corner cut up front and to the right. Once they do that, it's going to grab the card. This does have multiple ballot styles on it. So this happens to be a 3-precinct election. So in this scenario, they would just hit search. It would bring up the ballot styles. We could have the poll workers select that ballot style, activate it. Now they walk away, and the voter goes through the process of voting. Okay? So a little different than what you're doing now, because now you have to hope that the precinct election official hands the voter the correct ballot. Okay? Here, we just select it on screen. The nice thing about this scenario is it's just blank cards. Whatever cards you don't use, you're using next election, so you really don't have to waste. These can be stubbed before I get to, honestly, the counties that are currently using the express vote in Ohio are not stubbing any of this. They're just using blank cards, but we do have some jurisdictions around the country that want the stub, and we can put a stub on it if we so choose. Okay? So, yeah, question?
So where the voters choosing the ballot, is there the ability for them to choose the wrong?
I'm sorry?
To choose the wrong ballot, the voter, you said they're choosing.
Yeah, so in theory, you do have the possibility, just like you do in the current world, in your current paper ballot world, where they can issue an incorrect ballot style. Same scenario here. If you go with the poll worker scenario, I'll show you kind of another setup that can potentially how we can handle this. But yes, right now, and let's face it, not many voters. Yeah, I'm going to show them that over in here. So. Let's face it, not a ton of voters are using this, but so yeah, it's just you put a blank card in, the poll worker, so typically what would happen, they would come check in from your 10X poll book, they'd be issued an authority to vote slip with the ballot style on it. They hand that to the PEO, the PEO would walk up, insert the card, select a ballot style, walk away.
Okay, same reason if they selected the wrong one, they'd have the ability.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it zoom in, zoom out from?
Yep,
okay.
you're one step ahead of me,
Okay.
so, but, yeah, so now it's just a paging system where they can touch anywhere on the line. Okay, it's impossible to overvote. Kind of has a lot of similarity to the Automark at this scenario. Yeah, okay. So a couple other nice features though. We do have a zoom, taking up about 30-point type, so even if someone just forgot their glasses and can't read the font size of a normal ballot, use the Automark, zoom it. We also have a contrast, so if they have color blindness or macular degeneration, this typically really helps draw the candidate name for them. Obviously, if they were blind, they'd have headphones on and be audibly walked through the ballot, okay? We've got a tremendous amount of help with the American Federation of the Blind on the look and the feel and the setup of the audio and how the integration and how it walks them through the ballots. For example, there's Braille on this, but the select button, there's Braille on the button. All the other buttons have the braille above or below it, okay? And one thing I learned is that only about 20% of the blind community read braille. So they said, hey, a great way to navigate for a navigator, put the braille on the select button, which is right in the middle, put the up and down arrows directly above and below to navigate through the candidates, and the right and left arrow directly to the right and left of the search button to go through the contest. All right, so it would say Proposition 1, are you in favor of Election Day being a national holiday? There are 2 choices available. Press the down arrow key, get the candidate of choice. Once you hear that, press the square select key. Yes, no. You have selected no. Press the right arrow key to go to the next contest. Next contest, Proposition 2. So it's very, very intuitive. Does a really nice job navigating them through the process. We still have the review page at the end. For those of you who can see it, green check marks are good. That exclamation point you're seeing in the lower left-hand corner is just giving them a heads up. That was a vote for 2 race. They've only voted for 1. So if they wanted to...
That's your undervote warning.
Yeah. Okay. So they wanted to make a second selection, they can just touch on that race. When they hit next, it will take them right back to the review page. Okay? After that, it says, yep, that's all exactly how I wanted to mark it. Now they just print the card. Because remember, all this is doing is marking that card and returning it back to them for review. Okay? So now, not only does it print whom they voted